in my 48 years of officiating, there's a lot of people that you need to thank. And I want to start off with Jim Markert. Thank you for nominating me. And actually, my very first varsity high school football game was with Jim. And it was a three-man crew that he had, and he picked me up as the fourth, and my pay was a hamburger after the game. Okay? And I earned it. That's correct. But let me tell you about my very first game I ever officiated. It was in 1976. It was a JV game at Sabino High School. And remember, I just played for 3 years at the University of Arizona as a defensive lineman. And in this particular game, I was the umpire. And I saw the right guard pull down, and I knew that we were going to have a trap play. So what did I do? I shuffled down the line, I stepped up in the hole, and I tackled the running back. And I was the official. I knocked him on his butt, absolutely forearm shivered, and knocked him down. That is a true story. So as you go along, another person is Jim Fogeltans. He wasn't able to make it today. He was very instrumental in my development in the early years of my high school career. And I remember in August of 1980, he called me on a Friday night, asking me to go down to the U of A to work their scrimmages. And you thought that I had just been given the Super Bowl. It was the greatest thing to be able to go down to my alma mater and officiate the game, the practice. Then moving on, I got into the Big Sky Conference in 1985, a gentleman by the name of Art Mendini. I worked for 14 years in the Big Sky, and in 14 years, I had 15 playoff games and one Division I AA National Championship game in 1997. Then I moved on to the Mountain West. At the same time, NFL Europe, and I met a gentleman by the name of Bill Levy, very instrumental in my development in the NFL. He was a very hard individual to work with. He demanded a lot, but he taught me so much in my years. So in 2004, I got in the NFL, and he happened to be my crew chief. One of the things I was responsible for was reminding him that before the game, did he have his coin, flipping coin? Did he have something to write with, something to write on? Did he have his flag and all that information? So in the first 4 preseason games, I reminded him every time. But come the first game of the regular season, 2004, I had San Diego Chargers at the Houston Texans. And I'm standing on the sideline, and all of a sudden I see Bill run out on the field, and I say, oh, blank, I forgot to remind him, does he have his coin? Sure enough, he goes out, does a coin toss. We start the game. First TV timeout, he says, Richie. I went over it. He ripped me for 2.5 minutes about not reminding him that did he have his coin. So guess what I did the next week? I went out and I printed the sign, asked Bill, does he have his coin? And every game thereafter for 4 years, I put it on my locker to remind Bill that he have his coin. So I worked 8 years in NFL Europe, 18 years in the NFL, and after 18 years, I was getting where I just couldn't run. I averaged 7 miles a game as where the center judge is, because they put the umpire now from the defensive side of the ball on the offensive side of the ball, and run up 15 yards, run back 15 yards, 15 yards up, 20 yards up back. So I decided to retire. But 360, I came back to high school. Last year I came back to high school, and I was the umpire in high school, worked on a different crew. This year, I decided to become a crew chief. Now, the problem I have is I have for 26 years these NFL rules in my head. So now I'm trying, remember, the NFL rule book is about this thick. The high school rule book is this thick. Therefore, I'm trying to remember the rules. And early in this year, we have a defensive holding call. Sure, what do? I go out. We have holding on the defense, 5 yards automatic. Oh, shoot, I'm in the wrong league. First person on my crew is this young gentleman named Jake Neff, who's sitting right over here. Gets on it, Rich, it's 10 yards in this league. I said, oh, so now I got to announce we have holding 10 yards, not an automatic first down. So keeping the rules straight in your head. As I told you, the NFL rule book is this thick. So Jake, thank you so much for your help. There's another gentleman on my crew. He's the ish man. There is no such thing as 4 o'clock. It's 4-ish, 4:30-ish. He's also the wrongabongo man. He's my chauffeur. Every place we go, I go with him, he drives. Whether it's meetings, games, wherever. Every place we go, he drives. And Bob, thank you so much. So all in all, I want to thank you for inducting me into this great organization. And thank you so much. Thank you.